Hello. Hello. Welcome to, there we go. We got sound moving now. Welcome to the creative life. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties and now the sound is back and we'll see what we can go over here. Good thing we got tons of viewers watching. And welcome to everybody around the world. So the creative life basically was the channel that I created about 2020 and really did nothing with it. But as I moved forward, I found out that it was time. It was time to take that first step. It was time to just be bold and go out and discover what there is on the other end of this this streaming world. So for the past 4 months, I've been on a media diet. I haven't been consuming much news. Really just focused on reading a lot more, spending time with self and in nature, and trying to be balanced. So it is that I have now discovered that I am so much more full of joy and so much happier. Every day, new adventures are happening, and I'm really discovering, my path and who I am, and all the signs along the way that are leading me there. This media diet really did bring forth in me the importance of self solitude. And for the first time, I think in my life, I'm comfortable with being me and being alone. I'm not searching all the time. Oh, I'm still reading, I'm still discovering, but it's not like in my younger years where I had to find other people to bring me the feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment. It's not the case anymore. Um, so a lot of this all came about while I was on the Sunshine Coast. Well, the start of the journey did, at least, because I had a lot of time by myself. And I really just have been going through a lot of life change over the last year, and, having some time away in solitude and writing and creating. Just all fell into place for me. I went to the Sunshine Coast to work on Murder in a Small Town, and was staying in this lovely Airbnb in West Porpoise Bay, Lois and Ken's lovely property. And I had a lot of time to create. Worked a lot on our kids' show, the Groove Castle, which will be coming out in the fall of next year. Laid a lot of the foundation of that, got the business set up, and just had a lot of time to work with tarot, work with the moon cycles, discover my ancestry, and really reconnect with me, myself, and my DNA. So it's been a journey, and I've really loved it. And I'm hoping to hear about your journeys as well. The one thing that's constant in life is that we're all energy and nothing stays the same. So it is the world that we're creating around us. So if we're moving forward with love and joy, then that is what the world's going to shine back at you. So create love and live the best life you possibly can. It's interesting because it is a time of kind of global awakening, and everybody's on their own journey. And one of my favorite quotes in life has always been, don't sweat your timeline. And that rings true to my reality every day of my life, because everybody else is on a different journey, except I'm on mine and you're on yours. And even when I was on the Sunshine Coast, I went to this lovely gift shop called One Petal, One Leaf. And the gentleman who was working the till, as I was in there, said, "Oh, I just read something that I want to share with you." And that was that, there are a lot of voices in the world, but the true voice you need to listen to is within you. And it is so true. I love turning to other, tarot readers or spiritualists that help me understand and learn and grow. But my true voice is something I have to find within. And that's what this channel is about. I'm finding myself, I'm finding my voice, and I'm discovering this wonderful, wonderful journey that I'm on. Um, yeah, I've released the other 5 episodes of the journey to getting to this point, and those 5 episodes cover a lot of discovery for me. Through this journey, I've connected with my ancestry. I'm 51, and I've never truly kind of understood my Russian heritage. But while I've been on this journey, I really connected with my great grandfather Kuzma, and his past seems to have led from the Doukhobor history in Canada, and that is very interesting because when we grew up, we knew we were Russian, but we never really had heritage other than food that was passed on. So as I discovered more about the Doukhobors and that Kuzma had his first daughter in Castlegar, to me it was pretty clear that he was a part of the sect, and obviously left it because by the time I was born, they were into commerce and into non-communal living and had left the sect of Doukhobors and were living in Winnipeg. So for me, that actually explained a lot of information on why I never really had this heritage knowledge. But now I can investigate it further. And then the other ancestor that I connected with was on my mother's side, and that was Stella. And Stella um, died a year before I was born in 1973, so I never got to meet her. She was from Poland, and was moved here to Canada in the great waves of people, and her and Harry, her husband, settled in East Selkirk, Manitoba. My sister, Angie, of course, was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with Stella, and she passed on a lot of her pagan traditions to Angie, who she has shared some with me. But in this journey, I realized that I am, have pagan heritage in me, and the ways of the earth are very much something that I resonate with. Oddly enough, Kuzma the name is originated from cosmos, the Greek word, and which is cosmic or universe, and Stella is a star. So I'm very much connected to the universal magic, and I'm loving discovering all of this. While I was really learning about Stella, one of my friends brought her deck of tarot cards in, and the tarot cards she brought in were pagan, and she really wanted me to see them. And the first thing I did was I looked at the book, and it had the Journey of the Fool, or the Journey of the Major Arcana cards, as a meditation or cycle of life. And that's when I realized that I'm actually on this. The first 2 cards of the pagan deck were the High Priest and the High Priestess, which were Kuzma and Stella in my case, followed by Mother Earth, or the Lady. And the 4th card, which is a cycle that I'm in right now, was the Lord or the Emperor. And the funny thing about this was not that it's funny, it's all serendipity, it's all circumstantial, and what life has to offer for us. Just before recording this, I pulled tarot 3-card spread, and the first card I pulled was Queen of Pentacles, followed by the Emperor, and then followed by the World. One of the other things that I love about tarot and that I've really discovered is the base card of the deck. When you're pulling it, gives you a lot of grounding. And for me, the base was death, which is a very good card. It's not what you think. Basically, if we're to look at this in the form of past, present, and future, the three card spread with the Queen of Pentacles indicates kind of an uneasiness of the home, of finances, kind of that you're taking care of other people more than you're taking care of yourself. She's a very giving and generous queen when she's in the upright, but when she's in reverse, that is part of the problem that you are overcoming. So for me, the there's been ups and downs, and it's been a beautiful journey, but things can always look better and be better. So, and that's where we are in the present. And in the present, I am resonating with the Emperor card, which even on my journey of the Arcana is where I am. This full moon cycle is about the Emperor or the Lord in the pagan deck. So it's not surprising at all for me to see this come up as my present card. And that is all about building foundations, starting new, moving forward, taking those steps, and really just fortifying the land before you move forward, and so you can protect your lands. And I love that idea, and I love that this is a card of the cycle that I'm in, that on this launch day came up as my present. And the future, of course, is the world, which is just, it's an open door. It's triumph, deep joy, happiness. It's everything is possible is really what the world's about. And the base is usually what you'll look at, is like, what is the base of this reading? And the base of this reading is death. And death represents, a letting go of old habits, old ways of being, old patterns, and your old life. So for that to be the base of this amazing reading, I just feel things are in line as they always are. And that's why I'm loving doing this. I'm loving sharing. It was hard leading up to this, because after I did the launch information, it was 2 days that I couldn't do one of these recordings. And now that I'm starting to do them, I'm really, really, really enjoying it. And, for me, it's becoming something that is way for me to process what's going on. And sometimes my brain works so quickly that I feel like stuff isn't happening quick enough. But then when I take a moment to reflect on what has happened, it actually grounds me in knowing that, it is going on, and that I am on the right path, and that I have been making advances every step along the way. Maybe they're not big ones, but every little step, every little ritual adds to, the universal energy, the divine matrix, as Brandon Graham calls it, that connectivity, the ether, the plasma of life that we are all connected through. By us doing our little rituals, by us living in a state of joy, in a state of love, in a state of abundance and high vibration, it will bring forth change. And it's that time. We need to reset our systems. And one of the things I really learned, and while I was really for the first time looking into my birth chart, is that there's generational indicators as to planets that represent our generation. So I was born in 74, and that our generational purpose is to topple these cycles. And as I'm 50, maybe this is when we're coming into our prime and we have the most power to topple these old systems that were there. But I'm willing, ready, and, let's take this on together. Anyways, so that's a bit about how we got here, how I got here, I should say. But as I mentioned in the cover ad, of course, the lesson of the dirt pecker, aka the red shafted northern flicker. So, why is this bird so important to me, and what has it brought as far as messages on the path? Well, if you go back and watch the other episodes, there's 4 incidences where I have found red flicker feathers. And these beautiful feathers have orange um, stems to them and are brown and orange. These ones you can really see the orange underneath. Um, Now, the red flicker is of the woodpecker family. And the magic thing about this bird is it lives not only in trees, but on the ground, as its favorite food is ants. So it gets them on the trees, but also spends a lot of time on the ground. And it even has a very long, sticky tongue. So it's able to lap up as many of those ants as possible. Now, this bird's symbolism is what's magical to me because it does live in the trees and on the ground. It's all about grounding your message. And this is what I am here to do. I found one morning I woke up to a message saying the clouds tell you what to do and how to do it. And that morning I found a red flicker feather. And then when I discovered that this was the journey I was going to do, I found another red flicker feather. And then a couple days after that, when I was walking melon a park miles away from my house where I found the first two, I found two feathers sitting together. And that morning I woke up with the word reciprocity in my head. And that's about coming together, two groups of people, me and you, sharing and growing and spreading the love. And so this is what's really moved me towards this. In many ways, the red flicker is a bit of a spirit animal for the launch of this channel for me. The fact that he's grounded, living on the ground, but also lives in the trees. The amazing thing is until the bird takes flight, you don't really see these magical colors of his wings. Like I showed you with the feather, one side has a brilliant orange, whereas the other's just a brown feather. So once he spreads his wings, you see all the beauty of the orange feather underneath. And that's what this is about. It's about this launch. It's about spreading my wings. It's about sharing with you. It's about bringing love and light and color to the world. And I look forward to more episodes with you with less technical difficulties. Everything's a learning curve, and I am so excited to be taking it one step at a time. Every video is getting better. I feel really comfortable talking these days. So that's much better. I'm not stumbling as much as I used to. But all of it comes, with time. So find your power, find yourself, and become cosmic with me. I'm Ken. You can call me Kuzma. And I hope to see you back here again. It has been great connecting. The other episodes are up, so take a check out of them. I think there's 5 episodes that got me to this point of the official launch, and I'm so glad you all joined me tonight. I look forward. Leave a message, leave comments. I'm not that quick at responding as you're messaging right now, as it's still a little overwhelming everything at once. But yeah, drop me a message, drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what signs you've been seeing. Are there reoccurring signs that come up? You'll see in some of the past episodes that, you have to be conscious of the good signs and the bad signs, and not live the world with your rose colored glasses, because, it can get you in trouble. But, anyways, love you all. Love yourself. Love everyone around you. Live in kindness. And remember, let's get cosmic together.